Food, people. Let's talk about food. Oh, Chefy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fabulous, Chevy, and a busy like you. People, another week, another great episode on Food 101. And before we go on to our topic for today, we are inviting you to please do visit our official website, www.food101.ca. As we can see now on our screen, if you are watching us right now, this is our official website, people. Please do visit it if you want to know how to make salsa di balsamico bianco or white balsamic dressings. And what else you can see? Polo arrosto, which is we talked about 2 weeks ago, and fileto di maiale as well, and merluza con caponata alla siciliana. People, please do visit because you will learn all this delicious que bono recipe, right, Safi?
Yes, yes.
Yes, indeed. So, Safi, what we gonna talk about today?
Well, we're talking about the carbonara.
Yes, I think we have a carbonara on our.
Yeah, we already spoke about the carbonara. We was talking then, to talk about a little bit the history of the carbonara. How this one come up. Who invented, who made it. You know.
Yes. So, Safi, tell us the history of carbonara because
Well,
it's
there
your
is so
favorite.
many story goes around, and some people think, it's a copy of the an old recipe called cacio e ovo before, in the early 1839, So, and other stories say was, about, the Carbonari, it's the people working in the charcoal,
Yes.
in the miners. So the thinking about that's the way out to, there was bringing the food at home, and then after there was there was eating under, under with the chalk, the chalk was falling on top, so they was looking, the like now the pepper on top of the carbonara. But other stories say that it's about the World War II, at the end of the World War II. So during the war, they say somebody was preparing a dinner for the army, and what the American army was bringing in that time during the war was, the bacon and dry eggs, and
Mm.
so that one met together with the pasta, and that's it. With they make carbonara with a little bit cream. So there is so many story about it, and be honest with you, who knows where that one come from, and who really invented, who really did, you know, uh,
Carbonara.
this carbonara. But at the end, they end up to finish in Rome. So the chef was cooking the meal for the army after they became the army. I believe it was the army cook. So there was going around, and then from kind of North Italy, they came down up to Rome, and that's where the carbonara started to spread. But
Yes.
lately, you're talking about in the after the war. So after the war, 1954, when the first recipe of carbonara came out in the La Cucina Italiana magazine. So in that time, actually, that time the recipe came up with pancetta, garlic, and Gruyere cheese. So something that is not in now a normal thing, and make us as like a Roman people that make carbonara all the time, thinking about, oh wow, Gruyere cheese, no, it's not a good match for that. And lately, in we start to come up with the recipe, with the guanciale, and substitute the Gruyere cheese with the Parmigiano, and with the pecorino, and then it's all about after at the end about the chef, how you know, try to change a little bit the recipe. Not change, but some people don't like too much only the pecorino because it's very spicy, so it's a very strong as a cheese, and they mix with the parmigiano, so they do a 50-50 combination. But at the end, the real recipe, well, whatever how I grew up, how I study at school, it's, you got your egg yolk, you got your pepper, you got your pecorino cheese, and that's it. You just put the pasta without cream, without nothing. Even if on one of the recipe in the late, I think, 60 or something like that, there was still was some cream on the carbonara from from some
Oh,
old
nice.
recipe. So at the end, at this point, uh, if you really want to do our carbonara now, it's without the cream, that's for sure. But we can complain if somebody at the end is going to put the cream on it because it's
Yes.
strange.
So that will be the fusion, Shafi, when they putting the cream.
But I think with the time, it change, evolve as a pasta, and that just thinking about the carbonara for us, it's like the four major pasta. You're talking about carbonara. You got your guanciale, you got your pecorino cheese, and it can be without the eggs, can be gricia pasta. If the Grisha you add the tomato, is going to become amatriciana, and so you got these recipes that goes around in Rome for years and years and years. The really, you know with the time, change in the way they actually became our national treasure. you know
Yes. So carbonara, Shafi, originated in Rome, right?
well, that's at the end, we end up to be Rome, but we practically we don't know where it's originated. That's the thing. So there is too many story goes around, so
Oh.
we can practically say, okay, it's really really born in Rome. No, I don't think so, but I can say nothing because I don't know that. And but it became after a part of our national and traditional Lazio Roman style pasta. So we don't deny that it's part of our
Yes.
culture now. Like I say, there is all the pasta, matriciana, carbonara, gricia. They all get together, and at the end, it's almost the same ingredient. We just change one and the kind of pasta that we use.
How about garlic, Shafi? Is it the same like putting the cream and garlic together?
But we don't
Is
use garlic for the matriciana.
oh, okay.
Well, for the carbonara matriciana do, of course.
Mm-hmm. So what's the difference of amatriciana and carbonara, Shafi?
Well, the amatriciana, you probably use the guanciale and you use the pecorino, but you add the tomato sauce.
Oh, yes.
Instead,
Okay.
the carbonara, you just take off the tomato sauce, you just add the eggs, practically.
Oh,
And for the
okay.
gricia, it's practically both pasta, but without eggs and without tomato. So practically only guanciale and pecorino romano.
Okay.
So there is, these three recipe all combined together, and they are all they are really it's like a chain, the one attached to the other one.
Mm, yes. And Shafi, before we continue our discussion for today, let's shout out our top ranking tops for the last 30 days because I think we are number one in Canada. So, Shafi, what are the ranking tops for the last 30 days?
Okay, so we have Canada, then we have India, we have Germany, Cyprus, United Kingdom, Indonesia, and Czech Republic.
Yes, thank you, people, for supporting us, and thank you so much. And I hope you will continue supporting us because Chef and I are making our fifth season bigger.
Better and bolder, absolutely.
Yes, definitely bigger, bolder, people. So please support us. Support us. Listen to our episodes every week. So, Shafi, the name carbonara suggests to the link what? It.
Well, carbonara means pratically carbonaro. It's like I said before. It's like the miner people, the
Oh, okay.
chalk miner. So
Cool.
that's why the image of the pasta with the black spot with the nowadays the pepper. At the time, they was thinking maybe it was the ash from the coal that time.
Yes.
But like I say, there is so many story. Like then after during the World War II, there was a dinner. Then chef used the pancetta from the American and the eggs, powder eggs that they have for the army soldier, and he made a pasta dish at that time. So you're looking at, I think it was an what is it, 19, forgot about no, I,
1972. Oh, we just guessing, people.
no, we don't guess. We gotta make sure. We don't want to give the wrong
False. Yes.
information.
Yes.
1944, sorry. There we go, 1944. So they say was
1944.
this young Italian cook named Renato Gualandi created this dish in 1944 with other Italian cooks, and as a part of a dinner army from uh, between I think England, English and American, they was having a dinner, and so they use the bacon and some a little bit cream, and then they use the powder eggs yolk,
Oh.
and they mix the pasta. So it was so good, and they keep going around. But some others say they actually was a restaurant in Chicago, I believe, because it was in 1952. Patricia Bronte
Mm.
made an article about no, she published, actually, sorry, she published a book the about this recipe. In the book was this recipe about this pasta with the eggs and bacon. So it's a little bit mystery,
Yes.
this carbonara, where this carbonara is coming from. So, but it's very interesting to find out what's really come from this pasta.
Yes. Intriguing, people,
Yes,
because
very.
even the expert people can not distinguish where carbonara came from. But Chefi, what are the most common mistakes home cooks made when attempting authentic carbonara?
But the common mistake that everybody make is to put the eggs when it's still on the heat, in the frying pan, and that's when
Oh,
you make
okay.
your scrambled eggs. You don't make the creamy carbonara on the pasta. That's the major mistake, because otherwise, the best
Colonel.
way to do it, when once you got your pasta cook, you just mix outside from the flame. So you make incorporate, you create your cream with the eggs and the cheese, and if you need a little bit of water at the time, but that's you know it's all depend how, if the pasta is getting dry or not. But yes, you should not put on the stove again. That's number one, because otherwise you really make scrambles. So yeah.
Scrambled carbonara.
Well, that's a mistake everybody make. Everybody make. I did so many times too at the beginning. So it's a mistake. No,
Yes.
you think, oh, you are going to take it out in time. I'm going to take it out in time. No, no, you don't. When the frying pan is hot, it's going to keep cooking. It doesn't stop.
Yes, people don't afraid to commit mistake because those mistakes make you perfect in the future. For sure, if you cook the carbonara for the first time, you will make a mess. But when the second, third, and fourth, you will be professional for
Absolutely.
sure. So, Shafi, beyond just ingredients, what defines the philosophy of spirit of traditional Roman carbonara?
Traditional carbonara, nice fresh eggs, yolk, of course, and guanciale, very good Italian guanciale, and of course pecorino romano. If it's for you too spicy, you can blend with a little bit parmigiano in, and that's it. That's what you need. All it is, you just whip your eggs in a bowl, stainless steel bowl, and you just boil your pasta. When the pasta is ready, it's up to you. You can you saute your pasta with the guanciale, or you just put the pasta nice and drain in the mix with the eggs. You just mix it together. That's the give the nice creamy, and they incorporate all the eggs with the cheese, and you can see when you're going to need a little bit more cheese inside when you mix it, and you can put your guanciale on top, nice and crunchy, will be perfect, and nice black pepper on top. There we go. It's
Yes.
not that. I think we got the recipe on our website.
Yes, for the carbonara, Shafi.
Yes, for the carbonara. Yes, I think
Yes,
so.
yes, I'm
Yeah,
gonna check. But
is
people, please do visit our official
yeah.
website, Food
If we're not, we're
101.
gonna put it on right away. Yes.
Yes, food101.ca, people. So, Shafi, what do you think why carbonara become a global phenomenon?
Because it's good. Of
For
course.
sure.
Come on. Come on.
Yes, that's something else. That
My kids love it. My wife love it. It's okay for me. Like I prefer amatriciana, but
with tomato sauce.
yeah, no, it's a pasta that you know. Of course, there is or you love it or you don't. So
Yes.
that's it. Simple as that. But most of the people they love it because it's cheesy. You got lots of cheese on it. It's a full meal. You got your eggs inside, so it's a very rich pasta.
Very rich pasta for sure. So Shafi, as a modern Roman chef, why they are strictly preserving tradition like carbonara? We need to preserve the Roman tradition carbonara.
Well, you keep it a tradition because it's something that we want it because as an Italian, you don't want to change no traditional recipe, obviously. Um, we create maybe recipe with the idea that we get it from this tradition, of course, but it's something that you don't want to touch. It's like you want to paint the Colosseum in yellow. You can't do it. So something you don't want it, you can't do it. Um, of course, if you say, oh, you put the cream in the carbonara, oh my god, you just punch my eye. Like for me, it's no, you can't do that. Like you don't put the cream
Yes.
because it's something so simple pasta that you don't need a cream. You need the eggs. That's all. And for the of course guanciale is the best things of some place in around the world. Sometimes you can't find the guanciale, understandable, so you can exchange it with the pancetta. So it's
Oh yes.
of course, if you
Bacon.
can't find the pancetta, dude, that's okay. We're gonna close our house eyes and you can say you can use the bacon.
Bacon, bacon,
But
yes.
yeah, but we are working around the recipe. Like right now, we made a recipe where I work. We do the big ravioli with big tortelloni with stuff with the tuna and with the cream of carbonara with the carbonara sauce uh, pipe on. It's a cream that we make. It's just to get the idea. Let's make one carbonara with the seafood. you know.
Oh, yes.
So it's something different, but that's the most it's the creativity that you're gonna do at work, if it's something that you can do it. So we got the tuna and mascarpone inside the tortelli, and then after that the tortelli is two color tortelli, and then after that we just put this, we pipe this cream of cheese and eggs that we made it, and then we put some crunchy guanciale slice on top, and we smoke it. It's a very cool dish, different, of course. But the idea, yes, coming from a tradition, but we don't want to change the tradition. So we just make a new recipe with a different thing. And of course, we can call it carbonara. We call it maybe with a
Mix.
carbonara sauce or something like that. You know?
Yes, mixed carbonara. So,
Yes.
Shafi, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and of course, my book 101 review in fifth season too, comedy 101 in second season, and of course, our food 101 with Chef Alessandro in fifth season as well. Geography 101 and fourth season, and my baby podcast Law 101 and Mental Health 101. Love Letters in third season, and Movie 101 Review and Music 101 in its fourth season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. Chef or Chefy, if we wrap up our carbonara for today, what we gonna say to our listeners?
Make carbonara home.
Yes, authentic
No,
carbonara.
try to make a carbonara home. Come on, we got the recipe. It's so simple. Just follow the recipe. It's no hard, and it's a classic traditional recipe. Go for it's so good.
Yes, people, Chef and I already talked about carbonara many times. First season, second season, third season, even in the fourth season. And this is already our fifth season, so please go back and listen to our original carbonara recipe. Right, Shafi?
Right?
It's authentic carbonara from Roma. So, Shafi,
American people,
see you soon.
bye bye.